Welcome to the Talking Step, the unofficial podcast of the Next Step. I'm John.
I'm Matt.
I'm Michael.
I'm Josh.
And OMD, we just watched the newest episodes, the newest 2 episodes of the Next Step, and we have got a buttload of stuff to say. All right, boys, first thoughts. What do we got? Matt, what are you saying?
I like it. I like the direction they're going. I think the new plot developments are cool. They kind of cleaned up everything from last season, and I think it's going to go into a pretty good direction.
Oh yeah, you like it's a little dark, you know. It's getting darker. It's definitely getting darker.
The one thing I do want to comment about is just that little bit of the plot development with Michelle and the parents divorcing.
Yeah,
it's a strange direction.
There's a lot of exposition being tossed in at the beginning there.
Where are they going with that? Do they really need it?
Do you think they got divorced because of the dancing? Like they both want to take credit for it, but then one's like, "Oh, it's because of me. I drove her to class," and then the dad's like, "No, I drove her to class a few times too," and then it just leads to more problems.
Well, the one thing I can think about is like maybe it's like, oh, if Michelle's parents divorced, then the kids watching it be like, oh, well, I can be just like Michelle and get through this.
Yeah.
Well, no.
So it's teaching strength.
Actually,
Yeah.
we might get like a custody battle later, and Michelle might move back.
She might have to go back to
That would be
Madison.
That would
Madison,
be
Wisconsin.
even darker direction, but that would be the only other reason I could think of that they would actually toss it in.
How many times could Michelle leave the next step?
She just doesn't have her heart in it, man.
Yeah. Well, I doubt people will want to see an episode that all takes place in court, and then they have a flash mob in the middle, of course.
and to impress the judge, she dances for him.
Everyone gets held in contempt and thrown in jail.
It's like, choose which parent you want to go with. Dance to them. And she has to moonwalk to one of her parents.
Why are you dancing right now? This is a courtroom.
The notary and the bailiff start dancing too.
It's like in the Amanda show where they had the dancing lobsters coming at the end.
Yeah. The jury is all a bunch of tappers.
Yeah. Oh, those tappers. All right, Josh, what are your first thoughts?
I know, John. I'm kind of scared. I don't want any of my favorite characters from the previous seasons leaving. Like, I got into like Hunter a whole lot. I got into I feel like the people who don't talk all that often are just going to be thrown out. We haven't seen Chloe get an interview on the past 2 episodes yet. So
She got a little bit. But
No, she did
a little bit.
She had a little bit.
I like that she has redder hair now. It's like it's
nice.
It's almost like Giselle's hair, but Giselle's hair is actually red, And then Chloe is, I don't know what her deal is, but I like it.
But I don't know. I'm not really feeling the winds of change here. I'm getting kind of scared. I feel like it's not going to be the show that it used to be if we lose the characters that we actually start liking.
So we're on.
But I think
tender
that's
hooks.
what's nice about it is that there's consequences. There's not just you don't just have padding for all the characters that are they're safe the entire way through the run of the show. They can leave and come back just like Daniel.
Yeah, but it's that kind of show where the characters are just so likable that we just want them to stay there. There can only be so much drama. People who are the dramatic ones that start all the trouble.
Is it possible though that sometimes they feel like certain actors have reached the capacity of their dancing experience, and they won't be able to show us anything new, so they got to keep bringing up new dancers?
I don't know. From what I saw from Riley and James in that little duet they were doing, they were breaking out some new moves.
Yeah. They learn.
You got to remember
all the time.
They're very young dancers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're still getting better.
Even Eldon wasn't just doing pirouettes the whole time.
Did he do one pirouette night?
I don't think so.
No, he did.
was
He
doing-
did.
Maybe,
He did?
but
Yeah.
the rest of his stuff was really
He's
awesome.
sick to
all
what
his
you
new
know,
stuff.
right? He loves them pirouettes.
I feel like Kate's gonna go over to that tap dancing guy in season 1. She's like, "You're in." He's like, "Finally, I get my chance." No tap dancers, so no, none of that.
All right, Michael, first thoughts.
Oh man, I really liked it. I like the direction they're going with how they're trying to spinning the whole competition thing that they do at the beginning of each season. This time it's against the elite dancers, but they're against themselves, which they seem really upset about. But they've been against each other themselves the entire time.
Now.
They're always dancing against themselves, but I guess this one's more personal because they're also elite.
It's against elite,
Yeah.
Even though some of that, before, right, when they did the challenge, right, for the nationals team, Elite could have showed up too, but only Amanda did. But, whatever.
I thought it was interesting with the whole Eldon being outraged that he'd have to dance battle
so
against someone on his own team when he was the only one to do it or ever do it
against Hunter.
And then everyone else is just like, I don't know, I'd beat you, so I'm good.
James said, he'd dance as hard as he can against anybody.
Yeah, James is good to go.
Which is why the ideal pairing, right?
You want
He
to
has
talk about those now, our
yeah.
ideal matchups?
Let's go into our ideal
Okay,
matchups.
so the competition plot point of this
Yes.
season is 12 dancers from each
well,
studio.
not this season. The first 3 episodes.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, the competition. So we're going to guess or who we want to face off against each other, and then we don't know many people.
we don't know
from-
all the elite dancers, but
We
we're
only
going to try
know
our best.
Tess. It's Tess, right?
Tess definitely gonna.
And,
that other girl.
and the friend of Tess. I'm not sure what her.
From someone on Twitter said that they're gonna be new, and I think she's on the thing. I think I don't know her name,
No.
but we will.
So
We
we'll
will.
go with who we know, and we'll.
I'll say mine. I'll say mine first, which would be crazy to see Riley versus James.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Like it is too
Yep.
much. Just Riley, just whoa.
Well, because that would make sense because James already has said he's going to dance his hardest no matter who he has to.
Yeah,
face.
but you
But
gotta
here's the
challenge
thing.
that.
Here's the thing. You got this whole music room plot coming up,
Yeah.
right? James, he doesn't need to be in the show anymore. He's got another show he could move on to. We love the character. He could still be showing up, but he could lose to Riley in that battle.
I might cry.
James is very clearly going to the
But do you
music
think?
room.
Do you think?
With Shane.
Do you think James is
Yeah.
going to hold to that because he has the band thing, but Riley has nothing else?
Yeah,
See,
he might
excuse me.
he might duck out on just right away.
Do you think he'll back down if they get paired up so that she can keep dancing and he can do his band thing?
I think you
No,
might do that.
I want to see them face off against each other.
Like
You think that dance is just as important as their relationship?
yeah,
like it's
it'll be
epic-
a good test of the relationship.
like as epic as the Obi-Wan Anakin fight scene. That's
Yes.
what you want. You want like a dramatic.
But like, imagine the fan reactions. All the Jiley fans just being like, "Who do I choose? Who do I choose?"
How they can make it better is if they tease it. Like at the end of an episode, they get drawn and then credits.
Yeah,
And you
it's
have to
like,
wait till the
dun,
next
dun,
day.
Hang on,
I don't want this music room thing to be some kind of justification for James to kind of fall back on. Because what is he going to do in this new music room thing? Play drums all the time and a couple backflips, 1 or 2 episodes?
Well, I think they'll
I
have.
think he's a really good actor. I think he would be.
Yeah,
him
but
and
he's-
Shane would be a big
I think they'll
part.
have
He's
like
an
a boy
amazing
band
dancer.
dynamic. Boy band.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be doing flips.
Well, because it's obviously in the same universe, right?
Yeah.
So
And I mean,
James
if
could
they create
show
an
up.
actually good band, they could actually like move outside the show
Well,
too.
it's not only going to be in the same universe, it's going to be in the same studio. It's going to be in the music room.
Right.
That's why they call it the music room. Right? And
we
it's
just
going to
assume
have...
is that for sure, or are we just guessing?
No, we know for
Okay.
sure.
So if
I have an
if
inside source.
if he doesn't make a troop, then he could just be in the show, but not as a dancer, which was what Michael said.
Yes. But why not have James as a dancer? James is so good.
I
you
know.
He's been in A Troop for so long. How could he just leave? I think
Interesting thing about this episode: no mention of any B Troop actor or characters at all.
I'm sure they'll be back. I'm pretty sure Stephanie's on the rise.
We got a small glimpse of J Troop where we brought
Yeah.
in Noah.
Noah.
Who do you think Noah's going to be put up against?
Ooh. Probably an elite dancer. I think if he got put up against an A Troop dancer, he probably wouldn't make the cut.
Yeah, we wouldn't want him to win because we love our A Troop people. So
Yeah,
already.
that's true. That's true.
I think I'm more interested in the idea of Amanda facing Tess.
I think that's going to have to happen. Yeah.
Right?
Well,
'Cause
seeing Tess, though, that eventually she's going to get redeemed.
She
right?
seems important.
maybe she seems important, but maybe she's only important so that Amanda can finally say, like, "Okay, I beat Tess. This is finally
But-
completely behind."
And Tess will
I'm feeling
finally
more
agree.
that Amanda's going to go against that other girl,
Okay,
The other one?
Yeah.
We
and
don't
Tess
name
is
yet?
going to face against someone like.
Michelle. I don't know.
See, you got to be careful because how important are these characters?
Yeah.
You put them against each other, one has to go.
Yeah.
I think some of the important characters that we want to stay are just going to be put up against no-name elite people. And
Yeah.
then the rest are just kind of...
I think-
the big dramatic ones, the climactic moments are next step people being up against each other. Like, I have a feeling Giselle and Chloe are going to go up against each
Giselle
other.
and Chloe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That would be
I'm
tough.
thinking Giselle and Daniel because you hear the harsh
Oh.
words she had for Daniel.
Yeah, but
Just-
Eldon Daniel.
Evelyn Daniel's been teased.
Yeah, I know. Like they gotta do that, but
Yeah.
we've seen it though.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
feel like they need to do that
Oh,
to
yeah,
service the
previous
fans.
Yeah, but that climactic ending scene where Eldon rising and you're just like, oh, it's like Darth Vader rising from the thing. You're like, oh, here he comes.
I wish when he left to the what's the new place called? Because the
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Culture Shock.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking, like on the Talking Dead, they do in memoriam. We do like an in memoriam, like
Just of the
Culture Shock.
the business underneath the next step each year.
West and Emily's relationship. What else died in this episode? Amanda's devotion to a lead. What else?
Michelle's loving parents.
Yeah. Michelle's parents' relationship.
Awful.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Culture Shock went the way of Squeezed.
Yeah.
It looks like.
But anyway,
Why can't
No
they
more
stay in
jeans
business?
on the walls.
I want to have like a quick aside here. Why can't they stay in business? Is it the Next Step's fault that they're always going in there and pulling hijinks?
Well, you saw what Eldon did. He ran right past
Yeah.
that one girl. She almost dropped all that juice.
Yeah.
I wanted him to knock it over.
I really did.
You learn to hate
But she
the people.
gave him
out
that
there.
little stink eye.
Yeah, she's like, I've been warned about them. It's gotta be like they probably had the same staff, right?
Maybe.
Like
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
like one person who worked at a Squeezed is like, oh, those Next Step kids are just
Yeah.
ruining it. They're
I really
They
want a
warned-
character. I really want a character that
just
works.
like I've been watching you
that
people
works
for
there.
years. You ruined 3 businesses.
They said it was a coffee shop, right?
They're gonna have juice.
He was drinking juice.
I know,
so
but
I'm not sure.
didn't they say in dialogue it was a coffee shop?
I don't know.
Starbucks gives juice, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna have juice. So they had juice at Squeeze. They had juice at Culture
Well, maybe they
Shock.
learned from the previous 2 businesses that selling just juice doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, if you
Apparently
did,
not.
Culture Shock sold jeans
That's true, and records.
and
Yeah,
records.
And
But I
books
feel
with
like-
random bits of money in them.
Yeah.
When Culture Shock owner like met up with the Hidalgo owner, like they shook hands, they finally solidified their business, and the Culture Shock guy just brings him over. He's like, these kids,
This is a cursed place.
they got one kid who just comes in here, does pirouettes for money. He just the people don't want to give them money.
Don't let them in.
Anyway, so I think it was a little awkward with Eldon like storming into the studio, even though the James countdown thing worked really well.
Yeah.
I think the guy that plays Eldon could have played it a little better.
Oh, why do you think? Why do you think
It was a little
Daniel?
awkward.
Why do you think Daniel has to be that? You know, why do you think Daniel has to be the way he is? He's like back to the Game of Thrones analogy from episode 1. It's still gonna be labeled episode 1.
Okay, whatever.
We're not gonna rename the episodes. Daniel is like the Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah.
Other than-
Oh, he totally is.
where
That
he
was-
was with him at the start, and then he slowly gets more corrupted, and now he's just fully against him. You know, well, not current Theon Greyjoy.
So when does he become Reek?
So
When
you say
does Daniel lose himself?
you're saying Daniel will be humiliated to the point where he's simply nothing.
He's messed
He's
up at the
nothing
next
anymore.
step. He's messed up at was it
Juilliard.
Star
Star
Oh,
Dance
Superstar.
Academy.
Superstar Dance Academy. He's
Yeah.
messed up at Juilliard. He's messed up at the next step.
Again.
He's gonna
So that's another thing that died in memoriam. Daniel's dancing career.
yes.
It's like Juilliard was such a good out for the character, you know. Like he
Yeah.
had his troubles. He was a jerk for a while, and then you know what? He finally got into the school he's been dreaming up. No, let's bring Ben Daniel back to make him even worse.
Yeah. So I guess
Wearing an elite sweater. That probably put him back like $40, $45.
I feel like later, once he's been kicked out of every dance studio in the city,
he's working at Southside Johnny's with Chloe.
Oh no,
That's his life.
no, he got kicked out of there too. He's like, I
don't even
got
get a job at
offer.
Southside.
So he's just on
Chloe
the,
got a job there, and she's poor.
so he's just on the street and has like a cardboard sign that says, "We'll do acro for money." And then Zeltrons come over and they're like, "Hey, we have a proposition for you for the Intergalactics."
Oh, he joins an intergalactic team? Yeah. Daniel just can't stop messing with him.
Daniel just-
Back to Eldon. What do you guys think about the Talia Eldon thing?
Well, we said something that
What's the official
it
name
wasn't
for this?
over.
What's the official name for this relationship in fandom?
I don't know. I think it's on Twitter. Talden?
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 Aldia?
LD?
Aldia?
Talden?
Talden?
Talden
Aldia?
works.
Wait, we don't decide these things, okay?
Talden.
The
It's-
fans
It's
do.
been decided.
Yeah, it's been decided. We just haven't looked it up yet. Tweet in what it is, please. I'm sure our biggest fan will know.
Yeah.
What do you think about all the time that they spent on the Riley and James thing with like that whole wedding planning thing?
It's foreshadowing.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a
I can't
great
see it
episode.
being pointless.
They can't.
I'm really
spend-
excited for the wedding episode.
They spent too much time. on it. Like
It's foreshadowing though.
Yeah,
It means something. I
You
don't know
always
what
got to
it is
have
yet.
the Riley and James little offshoot story. Although this one was kind of a boring one in comparison.
James has a new talent. Apparently, he can arrange weddings really well.
Well, no, it's not a new talent. We knew he was a people person.
Yeah.
Just applied it a different way.
But he's not good at math. Wouldn't you say that math, like arranging wedding seats, has
No,
nothing to do with
different.
math?
No.
So you say math is
they
useless?
didn't put him in charge of expenses.
No, they didn't.
I'm looking forward to the scenes in the future where he's trying to talk to the Spanish kids.
The Spanish kids in Miami?
That's internationals, right?
Oh yeah, maybe he's like,
True.
"Hola," and he says something about potatoes.
So after Daniel gets rejected from the next step again, he's just like, "Oh, it's all right. A guy just stopped me outside. He's like, I saw you through the window. I'm the greatest ballet dancer on earth, and I'm gonna give you an audition." And then the next season was like, "Oh, okay. He said I was too arrogant, and so I'll never dance again." So I guess
We learned that an exchange student from Sweden will come,
Yes.
and someone from the next step will go there.
So we're losing
Who will
even
it
more
be?
characters.
Well, I feel like that could be a character from Elite just to throw him off, right?
Maybe.
But I don't think they do that.
How does that work with the parents?
I say-
It's just, I understand you're a dance studio, but you're not sending my kid to Sweden.
I say they're gonna give it to Emily. I don't want them to because I want Emily to be in every episode.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm getting this brooding feeling that Emily's on her way out, and it scares me.
Well, that's because she's injured. You know?
I know.
They're gonna take her out back with like an injured horse.
So do you think
Finish it off.
she lied when she said she has a clean bill of health?
Yeah, I think she said she had a clean bowl of health. I feel like she didn't really have that wording right. But I think yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she obviously can still dance. She's not like she's limping around.
So who do you think she's going to face then? Like
I don't know. I have no hope for her.
maybe Tess. I feel like
remember, she
Amanda-
When was the last time you saw Emily
she could
dance
go
by
up against
herself?
a guy. Maybe
Yeah,
her.
I don't think we've seen
Every so
Emily
often
dance by
we see
herself.
someone do a solo, right? We see Riley do a solo, or Eldon do a solo, or Amanda do a solo. But when was the last time you saw Emily just straight up do a solo?
Auditions in first season, very first
Yeah.
episode.
Really? We haven't seen anything since?
I don't remember seeing a solo from her.
Not me.
We saw her wipe down that glass with off-brand Windex. That was something.
Wait, the exchange program, do you know if they have to be in A troop?
They most likely have to.
So if Emily,
That'd be a little silly considering how they're going
I
to
feel
a big
it's an
competition.
easy way to write off a character for the season and then have them come back for the finale with the Swedish group.
Yeah.
Herba-dur-ba-dur.
Plus, we're not tackling the most important issue of internationals. How is Chloe going to get there?
Do you think once again Chloe will have problems paying for internet? No, she
Like-
works for Kate now.
Yeah, but still.
What if Lucianne made the deal like, also, Chloe's got to go. I don't trust her. And there's like, why? Why are you picking on Chloe? It's like, I heard about what happened. Like, that was Amanda. And she still hasn't given back the money yet. Are we going to address that? Or,
What'd she spend it on?
yeah. Well, the new outfits that they're all
I
wearing.
like
this
that they're
season.
still doing the whole Chloe money thing, though. It's
Yeah.
the one scene when they're like panning across the studio.
That was a good shot.
That was a good pan with
Yeah,
those
yeah.
two different conversations.
It's just like, I think one of his students paid for it. How could they get the money? Like she has she can't fathom money.
Do you think that's a little foreshadowing and that Lucian's past will come up?
About him being bankrupt before.
Yeah, that bankrupt at some point.
Maybe
Oh.
it's all a big conspiracy. He doesn't even own the studio. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh yeah, he's just been
Just
messing
messing
with them the whole time.
He put up the eviction notice.
Yeah.
It turns out they owned it the whole time. Since Kate just didn't know how to talk to the owner.
Since Kate is so bad at everything, she didn't even look into whether or not the building was actually being evicted.
Yeah.
Would you really be surprised? I mean, she didn't even look into the whole Chloe stealing money investigation.
that
She
whole
just goes
thing-
outside. She's like, Chloe did it.
That whole thing works into Lucian being a schemer.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
Schemy, not a word.
He's scheming. That's not a word.
But that's something like a 7-year-old would come up with, like just printing out an eviction notice and putting it on a door.
It's so dumb it just might work.
Yeah, you know, it's so small and petty.
Now that I think about it, like there's a whole bunch of things that's leading into my head that Emily is going. Like
Yeah.
the whole Wes Emily relationship, they
Being
just
a-
shot it in the back of the head
Yeah.
Yeah.
immediately. Like the only way they would clean it up that quick is if Emily's going to be going.
I'm stressed.
Well, no, because they could have like a long distance thing, but they said that they really want to be friends. Emily just can't hold down a relationship.
All right, guys, listeners out there, hashtag Emily yes or Emily no for whether she's going to be leaving or staying this season.
Let's predict.
Yeah. And once we get all the results, won't change anything. It's still not up to us.
Do you think it'll be like the next, it'll be like a 3-episode arc for the competition or 2?
Usually the
time?
auditions are 2 episodes.
Actually, scratch that. Emily in, Emily out.
Emily in, Emily out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag Emily in, hashtag Emily out.
Yeah.
All right.
At
like
the
it.
talking step.
At the docking step. On our YouTube as well. And Instagram.
Okay, you want to talk about who else we might be facing off? Like Hunter, Wes.
Hunter's out too. I just feel it. I feel it
Yeah.
in my bones. That's not even a question.
There's no way they could take West out because he's one of the best characters.
I feel like Hunter's gonna go, and they're gonna they're
you
gonna,
think it's gonna be-
they're gonna give him a chocolate cake and send him on his way.
Do you think it's be a Hunter
A
versus
double
Wes?
chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be a Hunter versus Wes?
Maybe.
That's possible.
The West is definitely gonna stay.
Or do you think that's too much? Too much on the viewers? You can only throw too many of their favorite characters against each other.
You got to get real with them. These kids are growing up, and they gotta.
I
This is
do.
life.
Harsh
It's a
realities.
dog-eat-dog world.
I
out
do
there,
hope
you know?
before the competition, before the tryouts, we get to learn a little bit more about some of the elite members, other than just those 2 ones
Yeah,
that
maybe.
we know.
I really want Tess to be redeemed, or she is
Get shot
she's-
down hard.
No, she's the only unredeemable character. She
Yeah.
is pure evil to the bone, and just not like Amanda, where you're just because Amanda
There's
had
good
the
in her.
capacity to be irredeemable, but then in the end she got turned, right?
We assumed.
Amanda's Darth
I
Vader.
assumed.
Tess is the Emperor.
Yeah, just imagine. Oh, that'd be perfect. But no, I feel like she's gonna get one over.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, hopefully.
So the whole deal with Lucian is if less
Wait,
than
wait.
7.
Lucian,
Yeah, Lucian has a chance here to own the next step.
Yeah.
Am I right?
that's not gonna happen.
Because the deal is if there's more than 7 elite members.
Here's the thing, though, John. Imagine how we hate Kate, right? Let's just
Yeah,
admit it.
it's
We all
like-
hate Kate.
Here's what you can't say Lucian's a bad dance instructor. He's not a bad dance owner.
He's a
He
schemer.
pays
and a
attention.
But Elite won years before, right? And
So,
they're called the Elite.
Let's ask the question: can Lucien be
Can be
redeemed?
returned. No.
No.
Like you see him in his talking head interviews, which apparently are
He's got
necessary.
those now. He's an important character.
It's just whenever he talks, it reminds me of Storage Wars, and that one jerk character who
Yeah.
wears a ball cap. I don't know his name, but he's the worst. And they just reminded that, gross. And also, Shane got a talking head, the new music room character.
Yeah.
That's a little introduction because hey, you're gonna see
Well,
a
I
lot
like
more
that.
of this guy.
I mean, they're just taking cues from past shows that have done that,
Yeah.
like the Avengers, that just like crossover. It's good synergy.
Do you think?
I like it.
Do you think Shane is gonna be?
It's got me excited to watch the music room.
Do you think Shane's gonna cause drama though?
No.
No.
He already interrupted a conversation between Riley and James.
That was weird. Just
A little foreshadowing.
him in the back in the field.
Yo, James.
Band practice. Like Toronto's a small place.
Yeah.
I feel like the big drama is going to be like, James, you got a choice. Either go to internationals or join us in Battle of the
Talia
Bands.
and what's her face come up to James and they're like, "So we hear your heart isn't in
Yeah.
in dance anymore."
Jack Black makes a cameo. Come on, guys, the music room.
Imagine Jack Black.
They have like a
being in the
school,
music. That'd be hilarious.
so they have a music, School of Rock reference. With,
Yeah.
That had the one girl from the Disney show. Wait, is that Disney show or Nickelodeon?
No, it was Disney.
Oh, it's Nickelodeon.
iCarly's Nickelodeon?
Yeah, that's Nickelodeon.
Okay, scratch that.
No.
Oh, you're talking about Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah, she was in School of Rock.
She was
That's
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that
was
was-
Drake and Josh. So that's Nickelodeon.
It's
Oh,
on
okay.
It's on Nickelodeon.
I thought it was a Disney thing.
No.
Whatever.
Couldn't tell. Don't
No,
like
I
it.
think her co-star went the Disney direction though. Whatever her name was.
Oh.
The blonde one.
Jeanette McCurdy.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's also Nickelodeon. Sam and Cat? Nope, that's Family. Who cares? This is another channel.
All we care about is the next step.
Yeah. We don't watch these shows. But we will watch the music room, won't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I imagine we will. Yeah.
But we don't watch other dance shows. like
We might
Dance
do. Will we do a
Moms or
show on the
something.
music room if we have time? We'll do a show on the
We
music
could do
room.
a companion piece.
We could have like a little thing at the end. Okay, music room time.
Our music room segment.
Yeah.
Just talk about it a little
Speaking
bit.
of segments, do we want to talk about the extended episode that we watched?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Just quick thoughts.
Season 2, season finale.
Season 2
I'm gonna
extended.
go out there and say those scenes were deleted for a reason.
Yeah,
It was mostly just a
Filler,
word
you know.
filler episode.
Filler at the
I did
beginning.
really enjoy the Eldon and Hunter back and forth, getting lost and whatnot.
Really?
But
That was fun.
it was a little unrealistic getting lost. I've
wasn't
been lost
necessary.
in buildings before, and generally you find it sitting outside, you're around to the front. You know.
I was hoping for a little Birdman situation where they have to come in through like the back the front entrance.
But you know, the editors of the show made a good choice when they decided these are not necessary. But you know,
No, but I like that they
it was a
had
smart
it and they were-
decision to
Yeah.
release it as like a way to hype up.
it's
season
yeah,
two.
it's
Yeah.
a little.
I think that's
Rather
really
than
cool.
just showing,
Come
oh,
together.
here's season 2 finale again. We got a little bit extra.
And I like
Yes.
that. Like they're releasing it on iTunes nightly. 3 a.m.
Yes.
it gets released.
Although there's a little trouble with the season pass thing, but I'm sure they'll work it out. You know, unless we end up paying $3 for every episode,
Worth it.
which we don't mind. But all in all, you know.
Alright.
All right, what else on the docket?
You want to talk a little bit more about Noah and A Troop?
Noah, the J Troopers are coming.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Puberty hit Noah hard.
Oh,
No,
man.
not yet though, because he's still like young Noah.
He still looks young, but from what we've seen,
Puberty's gonna hit him like a ton of bricks.
yeah, some point during this season, because we've seen him on Instagram with
I don't think-
the TNS live on stage.
I don't think he'll be singing very much longer.
Kid's got acne. He's growing.
Yeah. So that's gonna. So do you think he's gonna be on the music room or
He might.
A Troop?
Well, actually, no. Since they got like a new guitarist, like
I don't know. He seems so into music from what we've seen him so far. He
Yeah.
seems like like the obvious choice to put in the music room.
And
but
the,
he hasn't yet been on A Troop, and I feel like he'd put that more as a priority.
And the Rochelle girl, the one that confronted Emily.
Yeah.
Like seriously, she seems more dedicated to dance.
She
than
is a
Noah
good
is.
dancer though, like we saw her right doing her flips and
Who?
whatnot.
Yeah, it's just scary how she can flip.
Oh,
But we've
But
already
she has
filled-
a bad attitude.
Yeah.
We've already filled our quota of arrogant people.
those
on
kinds
the
of
next
attitudes
step
aren't
on
getting you to
A
A
Troop.
Troop.
Yeah, you gotta leave those attitudes at the door. That's what happened with Amanda, and that's what happened with Emily. You gotta leave it at the door. It hasn't happened with Daniel yet because you know he's got an attitude problem.
Well, like, first he acts all sweet and kind and considerate when he sees Giselle, and then boom, just completely different person.
I'm not elite. Oh wait, I gotta tell. My favorite part of the 2 episodes is Amanda's reverse line, right? Because she had her big line last year. I'm still at elite.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Our favorite line
this
here, the
season,
talking step.
Tess came in and she was like, "Come on, we got an elite meeting," and she's like, "I'm at the next step now." So declarative, and it's just like,
I
"Oh
love
yeah," you know. She's very good at those declarative one-liners.
Good for you. Good for you, man.
Good for you.
I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Unless we want to talk more about some other characters. Did we talk about Giselle at all? What we think is going to happen to her?
She hasn't talked.
We
a whole
mentioned
I
lot.
it a bit, but then
I
we-
like her new sweat shorts.
That's all we're going to say.
That's all I got to say about Giselle.
You know, they got new episodes. No, they got new outfits this season, like they do every new
Yeah.
season.
I'd say Giselle is one
They
of the
never
better
leave.
dancers because she does all these unique moves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a place for her as like one of the permanent
I think
cast
she'll
of
stay.
season 3.
And if you think about it, outside of the realm of the show, she's the only actual
Yeah, she's the only
like
one.
adult. She's like what 20? She's
the only
mid-20s,
one
right?
with the highlighted name on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even though Alexandra Beaton was in 300,
Yeah.
as we all know.
Yeah.
I actually watched that scene for the first time. Well, the first time actually noticing it was
Yeah.
her. Not bad.
Yeah, but, well,
She was great. She held on to that
Yeah,
double well.
I would watch that, but someone borrowed my copy of 300 around 7 years ago and hasn't given it back yet.
I'm
so.
pretty sure I did give it back. So
No, you didn't. But you know, let's
Water
leave that,
under the bridge,
Let's leave that
guys.
at the door, like Amanda's attitude.
You're always tearing the show apart.
once I found out Alexandra Beaton was.
But it definitely makes sense since we're entering a new dynamic for season 3 for like 2 or 3 more people from Elite to join the next step, and then like substitute them for people who have kind of dried out, who the writers think have dried out. I don't know. I love the cast currently.
I don't
I'm ready to-
think Hunter has dried out. I don't know much more they could do with him.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing we got to think about is once all this competition junk's out of the way, and then it's just preparing for the international thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Hunter
What
could have a
else?
thing with
What else are
Chloe.
they going to be doing?
Yeah. What do
No
you
one's
think's gonna
having
happen?
things with Chloe.
What? Well, I feel
Only
like
certain
Chloe,
people get relationships in this show, but given they have expanded it a little bit of Wes over here, a little bit of Talia as we saw in this episode and the previous.
Well,
You know?
Chloe needs a sugar daddy, and I think Hunter could be that sugar daddy.
You don't know. He's from Wisconsin. All right.
So?
I think personally,
One of those rich
I would
elite
be
members.
more
He
upset.
could be quite cheesy.
I would be more upset if Chloe left than Emily.
Oh, guaranteed.
I want Chloe to
We
stay
do love
so
They're
bad.
characters who like. It's not like I'll stop watching the show if they leave. I'll just be very upset. You know, like Chloe, Giselle. I'm already debating with Emily. You know, but
But anyway, well, as I was saying, after this whole competition drama,
yeah.
yeah, guys have any ideas of what might come up after that? Like, because they can't just have preparing for international.
Well, the most immediate thing is the wedding.
right.
That's true. Yeah.
And I think that's going to lead to some
It's gonna
hilarious
be
stuff,
little-
especially since the driving instructor is back.
Apparently,
He's going to be in
yeah.
that episode, and I love him.
That's gonna be great.
He's the greatest.
Yeah.
But
He's gonna sing at the wedding.
I don't know. There's gonna be some more untrust. With the new distrust.
Well, they
They're gonna have
Unrest.
an episode of
they stamped out the
Civil
whole
unrest.
They stamped out the Amanda untrusting thing in this episode because it was just Michelle that would
Yeah.
trust her, and then she overheard her talking to
I
the
feel
elite
like she
members.
might accidentally run into another situation where she's accidentally caught in the middle of something, and then everyone's gonna be
no, I think
mistrustful
that-
of her again.
No,
We've
I
been
feel like
dealing with that for the last season. I don't
No,
know.
maybe she'll have to do what Emily did last season, and she'll have to go back to her untrustful ways.
Oh, I cannot handle that again.
Oh, but if Amanda did it, and they're just like, I knew it,
I
and
can't
Michelle's
handle
I like
like,
how,
that again. If
immediately-
it's gonna be obsolete, I can't handle it.
I like how they're like, I don't know if we can trust you, Amanda. And she's like, I'll spy on Elite for you. That's her only thing she has to offer.
I'll steal money.
I'll spy.
I'll steal money, blame it on someone else.
I'll bring the money back from last season. Do you want that?
I'll incriminate the poor person in Elite. I know who the poor person is.
We all got one.
Chloe.
I'm interested to see where they're going
Yeah.
because I think we know what they're doing for the next 4 or 5 episodes. But
Well,
then after that point,
Bringing up the next episodes, our plan is we were going to record a review episode for the first 2, right? And then we'll wait for them to pile up at the end of the week.
So
And
we'll
so
probably be
we'll-
releasing new episodes Saturday. Which Saturday or Sunday? What do you think?
If we watch it on we watch the new 4, I guess, on Saturday, and then we
Record
can,
Saturday night.
record Saturday night. We'll probably have it up by like Sunday morning, afternoon,
Okay.
and then that'll be that. So that's
That'll
when
be
the
our
next
release.
episode's
That'll
going.
be our release schedule for the season.
Tentative release schedule.
Yeah.
the good thing is though is that like since all the episodes are coming out so quickly,
Yeah. The thing is,
It'll-
that it's
the
by
season-
April though.
Yeah, the
they're all
se-
gonna be gone.
The season will be over by the time we're doing exams,
Mm-hmm.
so we might have actual time to get all our podcasts out.
Yeah.
We are planning in the future to do a call-in episode where our loyal listeners send in their thoughts to our Skype handle, which we're still working on. But by next episode, we may have something arranged where you could send in your own thoughts to us, and we'll listen to them on air.
In the meantime, you can send us audio clips through Gmail. Our Gmail account is thetalkingstep@gmail.com.
Oh, and as for our fan persona, we're doing for the Instagram and Tumblr page TNS for Life. We are entering a edit contest. How's that going, Michael?
I'm about to work on it.
Oh, okay. Do you have high hopes? Do you think we're going to win the contest?
I'm gonna try my best.
We have
Rip out
till
my
March
greatest Photoshop skills.
22nd.
20th.
Yeah, to send in an edit to TNS for Life.
It's the 17th, so you got a little bit of time.
You
Yeah.
guys, don't worry, I got this.
What's this edit?
Oh well, I'm glad you asked, Josh.
Okay.
The Tumblr TNS for Life is doing.
It's an Instagram, isn't it?
It's also an.
Oh, is it Tumblr as well?
Is doing a contest for see who could send in the best edit based on their their own edit.
To celebrate their
And
anniversary.
as you know, an edit is an altered photo that has a filter and a couple words on it.
Okay.
So we are going to enter that in hopes that we'll win because we like to participate in these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We also want to enter into the Toys R Us Strike a Pose contest, but I think we may be out of the eligibility for that.
I'm just imagining us walking
We-
into
Over the
Toys R
age of
Us.
15?
We could just do it anyway, just for fun.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so in the future, expect a picture of us from Toys R Us.
Who are we gonna ask to take the picture?
Yeah, there's 4 of us.
It's like
and
one of
we
the
just all-
employees.
We'll be like, all right, well,
You can
okay.
Photoshop too.
Okay, everybody. One-word reviews. Matt.
Exciting.
All right, Josh.
Nervous.
Michael.
Scared out of my mind. Or scared.
Do you know what one
Do you
word
know what
is?
one-word reviews?
Scared.
Petrified?
Petrified,
All
yes.
right, sure.
Petrified.
Anxious.
Anxious. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Thoris.
One word review: scared out of my mind.
I'm scared out of my mind.
What's your one word
I would
review?
say cautious.
Cautious. Okay.
Sure.
You know. All right. Well,
That's not to say we didn't love the episodes. We're just the overall story.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're very cautious. We're scared.
We don't want to lose
We're
anyone.
scared out of our minds.
Yeah.
But that's also really intense.
That should be the episode title.
Scared out of our minds.
Episode 3.
I'm
Scared out of our
I'm
minds.
very excited for this season.
Yeah.
very excited.
Really good start. It couldn't have been.
I think,
Alright.
I think the cinematography is improved. I think.
Yes.
I think.
Oh yeah,
acting is
the
improved.
overall production value.
The
is
lighting
improved.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It feels less like the first season. Kind of, you felt like you were watching a Family Channel show. Now it feels a bit more.
Do you think?
Deep,
Do you
you
think
know?
since there'll be a merger though, we'll have any scenes to take place at Elite?
No, because Elite's going to be moving into the.
But it
next
seems
step.
kind of bizarre that they'd be like,
They
"Hey,
just give up on
let's since we're all merged now,
Well, maybe they sold.
let's hang out at the smallest studio."
Maybe they sold the Elite studio.
Either way,
Maybe.
kudos.
Maybe Lucien had to sell Elite Studio to buy the
Maybe.
building.
That's a huge gamble.
It's a huge gamble, but
He's a
Lucien is
gambler.
crazy.
So kudos to the producers and all
Yes,
those
thank
guys,
you for making
the
this.
creators.
That was great.
Great.
All right, we are anxiously awaiting. All right, that's it for the talking step. I'm John,
I'm Matt.
I'm Michael.
I'm Josh.
and stand up and stand off.
You still need to work on it.
Well, how about we have people like send in that? How about we make a contest out of that too? All right. Good night, everybody.